KCAL 9 presents the Dodgers as they take on the San Diego Padres. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant to 4. The Padres, with a little two-game winning streak, will send their pitcher Matt Latos to the mound. He's won 6 straight of his last 8 starts, pitched exceptionally well for 5 innings against the Dodgers in San Diego, allowed just 1 run, and had no decision. Ted Lilly, the left-hander who once upon a time was a Dodger property, has finally returned. He'll make his debut on the mound for the Dodgers with a record of 3-8, and a pitcher who has not gotten any run support comes to a ball club that is struggling to get runs. We'll get to the ball game. We'll have it all coming up for you right after this. restaurant where you can get anything on the menu any time of the day. And by Infinity, luxury cars that deliver inspired performance. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant Tuesday evening to you, wherever you may be. Welcome to Dodger Stadium, Game 2 between the Dodgers and the league-leading Padres. Padres come in 20 games above 500 and with a modest 2-game winning streak. The Dodgers, hurting in more ways than one, have lost 6 straight for the second time this year. You have to go back to 2008 when they had a 7-game losing streak. But the hurting word applies more to the team itself. Jeff Weaver, who's been pitching so well for about a year and a half, has not pitched well the last couple of times out. Turns out that he has tendinitis in the left knee, so Weaver will go on the DL, and Ramon Troncoso has been called up to take his place in the bullpen. The Dodgers also got one other jolt, and that was the news about Rafael Furcal, who hurt his back last night making an off-balance throw. They're hoping nothing serious. It was in the lower back, and they figure that might be okay. So tonight, Jamie Carroll is at shortstop. Talking about positions, let's take a look at the Padre lineup. Jerry Hairston at second base. Miguel Tejada will play third. Then you have Adrian Gonzalez, Ryan Ludwig in right field, Nick Hundley behind the plate, Chris Denorfia in center field, Scott Hairston, who has put up good numbers against Ted Lilly, is in left field, Everett Cabrera, the shortstop, Matt Latos, the pitcher. On the mound for the Dodgers, Ted Lilly out of Lomita and Fresno, California. He went to Fresno Community College, and the Dodgers drafted him back in 1996. Ted ready to make his first pitch of the night to Jerry Hairston, and the left-hander ready, deals, gets it in for a strike, and we're underway. Jerry Hairston hitting .248, 7 home runs, 42 runs batted in. Had a long night last night, went 0 for 5, hit a couple of balls hard. Into the windup goes Lilly. Ted comes back, and the pitch is popped foul off to the right. And quickly, Lilly is out in front, 0-2. A beautiful evening. Mountains silhouetted in the background against the blue sky. The silhouette just seems to be even more dazzling tonight than the last couple of nights. So 74 degrees, and it's about 10 minutes after 7. Lilly into the windup, and the strike 2 pitch on the way is a curveball hit in the air to left field. Backtracking a little bit is Scott Posednik, and makes the play, 1 away. Let's take a look at the Dodgers with the left behind Lilly, and it's Loney and Terrio, Carroll and Blake, Posednik, Kemp, and Ethier in the outfield, and the battery of Lilly and Martin. So Ted ready to work now on Miguel Tejada. Tejada, the MVP of the American League back in 2002 from the Dominican Republic, right-hand hitter, takes inside ball 1. He is only 5'9", but in his great year, he had 34 home runs and 131 runs batted in to be the MVP. He's hitting .200 right now. Lilly into the windup, delivers, fastball, picks up the corner inside, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. The story of Miguel Tejada is more than just rags to riches. I mean, he didn't even have rags. 1 ball and 1 strike to count to Miguel. Lilly comes back, looks like a cutter. The pitch is up, and a 2-1 count. Miguel Tejada was 3 years old. They had nothing anyway in the family, and Hurricane David took anything and everything they might have had away. The 2-1 pitch on the way, and Tejada hits one to deep left field. Back goes Posednik, and that one is gone. So the former shoeshine boy, the former beggar in the streets in the Dominican, the former kid who worked in a garment factory washing clothes and pressing pants, a multimillionaire now, and he can still hit them out. So Miguel Tejada puts the Padres on the board immediately, and it's 1-0 San Diego. So Miguel Tejada hits his first home run He had 7 over in the American League. For Ted Lilly, that would be the 20th home run that he's given up. And the batter, Adrian Gonzalez, probably bangs it into left field for a base hit. So Hairston, a fly ball deep enough to left, then the home run by Tejada, then the single by Gonzalez. That, for the left-hand hitting Adrian Gonzalez, is the 48th base hit he has this year, going the other way. So he is not just a pull hitter. He can handle the bat. And now Ryan Ludwig checking in. Former Cardinal, hitting .285, 11 home runs, 43 runs batted in. Dynamite hitter, especially with runners in scoring position. He looks at a pitch low, ball 1. Ludwig last night had 2 hits, scored a run, hitting about .458 with runners in scoring position. So the big right-hand batter waiting at the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Lilly pitches from the third base side of the rubber, drops it in there for a strike, and the count 1-1. For Ted Lilly, he began playing Little League ball in Torrance when he was about 10, but he didn't start pitching till he was about 12. Later on, growing up in the Bay Area, he was a big Giants fan. The 1-1 curveball drops in nicely for a strike. 1-2 the count. Charlie Huff was his pitching coach at Single A. Ted had passed up a scholarship to Cal State Fullerton to sign with the Dodgers in July in '96. Another curveball, but this one is off the plate, and the count runs 2-2. When Ted Lilly was pitching for San Bernardino for the Dodgers, he turned in a no-hitter back in 1997. He has Gonzalez at first, 1 out. Another curveball hit in the air to left field. Posednik moving to his left, under it, and makes the catch for the out. And back to first base goes Gonzalez. The last time Ted Lilly pitched here, he did not pitch well. And we remember commenting on the fact, how could he win throwing so many fly balls, deep fly balls, as well as a home run here or there? How he could pitch well in Chicago in tiny Wrigley Field. Well, he won 17 games for the Cubs just 2 years ago. The left-hander ready now, working to another right-hand batter, and that would be Nick Hundley, and the pitch is inside, ball 1. Hundley batting .249, 5 home runs, 31 runs batted in, giving Yorvit Torrealba a rest. Torrealba had 3 more hits last night and has hit safely in 15 straight. The next pitch in for a strike, and the count 1-1. They're looking at Lilly's work against San Diego. Among other things, Scott Hairston, who is in the lineup, has hit him hard in the past, including a couple of home runs. 1-1 fastball misses inside. Ball 2, 2-1 to count. So Adrian Gonzalez has 2 home runs against him. Jerry Hairston 1, Scott Hairston 2, and Miguel Tejada now has 2. Ted straightens up. 1-0 Padres first inning, and the next one in for a strike, and the count runs 2-2. Padres trying to extend a 2-game winning streak, and of course the Dodgers trying to snap a 6-game losing streak. Bud Black's club 20 games above 500. Remarkable. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Lilly's breaking ball is hit foul outside of third, and the count stays to Hundley, 2-2. Dodgers with that 25-14 record within the Western Division. They have 33 games left, 16 against the Padres and Giants. By the way, the Giants leading the Rockies 6-0 in the 5th inning. Deuce is wild here. 1-0 Padres. Fastball is fouled away. In that Giant game, Pat Burrell has homered. The Giants have knocked Aaron Cook out of the game. They've given Jonathan Sanchez a big early lead in Colorado. 6-0 in the 5th inning. Remember, the Giants hanging very tough They were idle yesterday, so when the Padres won, they increased their lead over San Francisco to 2. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball, foul back. So Nick Hundley up there with a 2-2 count. Miguel Tejada has already put the Padres on the board. Hundley, who usually handles Matt Latos, so no surprise he's in the lineup again. You may remember a year ago, Hundley was hit on the wrist by Chad Billingsley. Swings and doesn't get it, and down he goes. So Hundley strikes out. Lilly recovers after giving up a home run and a single. The home run by Tejada, and it's 1-0 San Diego. And the Dodgers now trying to come back, and they'll start off with Scott Podsednik, followed by Ryan Theriot, then Andre Ethier, Matt Kemp, James Loney, and Casey Blake. Russell Martin catching, Jamie Carroll playing shortstop for Rafael Furcal. Ted Lilly on the mound. On the mound for San Diego, another brilliant young pitcher, 22 years old, Matt Latos. He will not be 23 until the 9th of December. He was an 11th round pick by the Padres only 4 years ago, and here he is with a record of 11-4. Since May the 7th, he's 10-1. So the big right-hander ready makes his first pitch to Podsednik, and that's high, ball 1-0. Latos is 6'6", 220 pounds, but the big problem is his youth and inexperience, and I mean the lack of pitching a lot. The pitch inside, 2-0 the count. I believe from what I have read that the Padres are going to stop him at about 150 innings. We remain to see. So as he goes to the mound tonight, they will be counting innings and pitches. The 2-0 pitch on the outside corner for a strike, and the count 2-1. Latos right now has worked 117 innings. So let's face it, if they live up to stopping him at 150, they will not have the big right-hander for almost 2 months. So it's hard to believe, but that's the big question in San Diego. He is supremely talented, got a great future. How much do they use him? Well, their lead in the division might settle that. 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball fouled off, and Podsednik still there. Good catch in the lower deck. 2-2 the count. Latos grew up in the Miami, Florida area. In fact, he was there for the first game ever played by the Florida Marlins. 2-2 pitch. The big guy deals inside, and he hits 93. 3-2 the count of Podsednik. In his senior year in high school, he committed to a baseball scholarship to the University of Oklahoma, but he turned pro instead. One hopper to short, the low throw by Cabrera. Nice pick by Gonzalez at first base to take care of the speedy Posednik. And that was a very good play by Everett Cabrera, because he knew with Posednik's speed he had to get rid of the ball in a hurry, and he wasn't really set. Just did get it over, and then, like a pair of scissors, Adrian Gonzalez opens up and makes the catch. So 1 away in the first inning, and the batter, Ryan Theriot. By the way, another great thing about young Matt Latos as he works Theriot in for a strike. Latos leads the major leagues. The opposition is hitting 195 against him. That's just how good he is. Strike one pitch is low, 1-1. He is right behind Cliff Lee in opponents on base percentage, 6th in the league in earned run average, tied for 5th with 11 wins. The next pitch is whacked to center, but very playable, and Denorfia is there to make the catch. So Theriot lines out to center, 2 down, and Andre Ethier coming up. How are the Dodgers doing against Matt Latos? Not much in what they have seen him. Ethier, for instance, checks in as 0 for 4. And for Joe Torre, wondering and waiting and very perplexed. You know, in the last 16 games, the Dodgers starters combined for an earned run average of 2.1. You should win a lot of games. In the last 10 starts, if you combine the Dodgers starters, the earned run average is 1.9. And yet, they can't win with brilliant pitching. The pitch to Andre Ethier outside, ball 1. Andre, who is in the high 300s, has now come to 292, 16 home runs, 59 runs batted in. Latos, who works from the first base side of the rubber, and the big right-hander fastball in there, and a 1-ball, 1-strike count. He hits 95 on that. When Latos had signed to go to Oklahoma, he opted not to go, but he also opted not to sign with San Diego. The 1-1 pitch fouled away. Instead, he went to Broward Community College. The reason, he didn't like the Padre offer. So they went round and round, and finally, a week before the 2007 draft, the Padres signed him. His fastball has been clocked up to 97. Hard slider, a curveball, and a straight change. Fastball foul back, and he is throwing hard. He just hit 96. And I can imagine at this hour, with that brilliant blue canopy overhead, sunset in Los Angeles, the lights have not really taken effect, and there's a guy out there throwing 96. 1-2 the count. Latos back off speed, and it's popped up into shallow left field. Cabrera is there waiting and puts it away. So after all the fastballs, Latos with a 78-mile-an-hour curveball takes care of Ethier. The Dodgers go in order, and at the end of an inning, 1-0 San Diego. In favor of the Padres. It took 15 pitches for Big Matt Latos to put the Dodgers down. Now leading off the second inning, center fielder Chris DeNorfia hitting .266, half a dozen home runs, 25 runs batted in. Right hand hitter waiting on a strike one pitch. Lilly works it in there, and an 0-2 slider. DeNorfia struggling in the most recent homestand. He was just 2 for 17. Last night, DeNorfia had 1 hit in 5 at-bats, fouls 1 away. Chris is from Bristol, Connecticut, lives in Southington, Connecticut, went to Wheaton College. He has 2 degrees, a degree in international relations and in Spanish. The strike 2 pitch on the way. Lilly's off-speed curve hits slowly back to the box. Ted picks it up, fires to first in time for the out. So DeNorfia hits back to the box, 1 away, and Scott Hairston coming up. One of the reasons that Scott Hairston is in the lineup is the fact that he's been pretty successful against Ted Lilly. He's hitting .353 against Lilly, a half a dozen hits, and 2 home runs. Scott, the younger of the brothers. Jerry plays second base. Scott playing left field. 1 out, second inning, 1-0 in favor of San Diego. This is the 10th meeting of the year between the two clubs. Lilly gets a strike, 0-1. Dodgers have won 5, and the Padres coming on strong have won 4. 0-1 the count to Scott Hairston. Lilly comes right back with a breaking ball that's hit down to third. Up with it there is Casey Blake to throw him out. So we have 2 out in the second inning, and Everett Cabrera coming up. For the Dodgers, here's their schedule right now. Tomorrow night and Thursday night with San Diego on prime ticket. Then Washington will be here Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday afternoon. All of those on prime ticket, and of course every Dodger game on KABC and the Dodger Radio Network. 2 down. Cabrera, a weak hitting shortstop, but a good shortstop. Switch hitter batting right-handed, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. For Everett, he is really more of a switch swinger than a switch hitter, at least now. 191 batting left-handed, a little over 200 right-handed. Takes low, 1 ball and 1 strike. Chase Headley had that big night last night, a switch hitter who does all of his good work with the bat, hitting left-handed. So they changed the left side of the infield. They played Cabrera, who's a little bit better batting right-handed, and they moved Miguel Tejada to third base, and Tejada homered. So Headley last night had a huge night, including a big 3-run home run. Cabrera swings, doesn't get it, and the count 2-2. Everett Cabrera, 5'8", maybe 160. So that's a smallish left side of the infield for San Diego. Cabrera punches one wide at first to Loney. He hangs it for Lilly coming over, and that's that. So 5 in a row now retired by Ted, and at the end of an inning and a half, Padres 1, Dodgers nothing. For those of you looking on television, there she is in all her glory, about 3 years old, with a big pile of cotton candy in her own world. Pink outfit saying Dodgers across the chest. And with that vision, we move to the bottom of the second. 1-0 San Diego. Lilly settling down, made only 10 pitches in the second inning. And now Latos working on Matt Kemp. And the first pitch to Matt inside, ball one. For Matt, a 5-hit game last night. Certainly something special in his young career. He has company in 5-hit games. The 1-0 pitch is off the plate, ball two. Marlon Anderson had a 5-hit game for the Dodgers 4 years ago. Andre Ethier had one 4 years ago. Twice on 06 and 08. Kemp swings, doesn't get a fastball. 2-1. Rafael Furcal has had 2 5-hit games like Ethier in 08 and 10. So Matt waiting, and the 2-1 pitch coming up. Over the top, drives him off the plate way inside. June the 15th this year, Rafael Furcal went 5 for 6 against Cincinnati. 3-1 the count to Matt Kemp. Latos looks in, gets the sign. Big right-hander over the top, and it's just outside, ball 4. So Matt Kemp opens up the second inning with a walk. The Dodgers have the tying run aboard, and the batter now will be James Loney. In watching Latos walk the first hitter, we look at his numbers. He now has 34 walks, 113 strikeouts. Latos, in looking over his work this year, has had 13 quality starts, 6 innings, 3 runs or less. And now here's James Loney hitting .291, 8 home runs, 66 runs batted in, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Matt Kemp over at first base certainly gives Latos something to think about. Kemp has stolen 15, but he is not a good base stealer, not when you have been caught 13 times. Matt inching off the bag, draws a throw, dives back. Latos with a record of 11-4. Interesting, he is 4-2 at home. That's the pitcher's ballpark. On the road, he is 7-2. Another throw to first. Kemp jumps back on the bag. Latos, in his average number of pitches per game, 97. They're being very, very careful with him. Now the strike one pitch on the way. Matt deals, and it's fouled off, and the count 0-2. Latos has been plagued as far as infield hits are concerned. He's given up 15. 5 of his home runs allowed have been hit by left-hand batters. So Kemp held on by Adrian Gonzalez. Loney has 8 home runs. Latos ready, delivers, looked like a change foul back. It was an off-speed breaking ball in the low 70s, so he changed off the curveball. He throws it much harder. He's given up 12 home runs this year, 5 to left-hand batters. Latos again out of his stretch, and the strike 2 pitch is high and away. 1-2 the count. Left-hand batters this year hitting 187 against Latos, and the right-handers 204. And he came in here with a 6-game winning streak. 1-0 favor of San Diego in the second inning. Another throw to first, and Kemp diving back to the bag. Latos, as hard as he throws, has only 2 wild pitches. The 1-2 pitch, fastball outside. 2-2 the count. So James Loney waiting. Casey Blake on deck. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Another throw to first, and again Matt Kemp back on the bag. Padres scored early with 1 out. Miguel Tejada hit a home run into the Dodger bullpen in left field. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Loney. Swung on, pop foul off to the left and out of play, back into the crowd. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. When the Dodgers went last to San Diego, the Padres just couldn't figure out what to do. The Dodgers had beaten them 5 out of 6, including all 4 played at Petco. But the Padres have come with a rush now, and the series stands 5-4. And Loney, a drive to right, but coming up for it is Ludwig. Makes the catch, left hands it back to the infield, and we have 1 out with Kemp at first. You know, the Coca-Cola Value Pack is now available Wednesday, Thursdays, and Sundays in August. Includes 4 tickets, 4 Dodger dogs, 4 Cokes, and 4 Dodger bobbleheads, starting at $17 a seat. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/specials or call 866-DODGERS. 1 out, 1 on, and here's Casey Blake hitting .247, 11 home runs, 41 runs batted in. Pitch out, but Kemp's not going. 1 ball and no strikes. So Casey looking down to Larry Boa. For Casey Blake, he's had about 375 plate appearances, and he has struck out 89 times. The 1-0 pitch on the way stayed up. Ball 2, 2-0. Looked like a curveball. It didn't curve just as well for him. It was 62 miles an hour. So Casey, with those 89 strikeouts, kind of tough to put a play on, even though Matt Kemp runs well. Plus, you have a right-hander who can be off the plate. He began the inning by walking Kemp. 2 balls and no strikes. Latos a look over at first. Kemp bluffs, and the pitch is low. Ball 3. On deck, Russell Martin. We'll repeat a note we gave you at the start. Jeff Weaver went on the DL, tendonitis in the left knee, and Ramon Troncoso has been called back up. The 3-0 pitch on the way to Casey Blake. Fastball in there. 3-1. Casey now to see if they put a run and hit play on. Casey hitting .227 against right-hand pitching. We'll watch Kemp. He is going. The pitch is ball 4. So Blake draws the walk. Kemp goes into second base, and with 1 out, coming up, Russell Martin. The first thing that Matt Latos asked Hundley when Hundley went out to the mound, was that a ball? And apparently Hundley agreed with the umpire, Tony Randazzo, who has the charge of the big play behind the plate. Tony's been umpiring in the big leagues for over 11 years. Born in Chicago, still lives in the Chicago area. Went to Iowa Western Community College and played baseball in college until he suffered an arm injury. So here's Martin hitting .247, 5 home runs, 24 runs batted in, and the first pitch is lined into right center. Diving at the ball is Denorfia, and he can't come up with it. That means Matt Kemp will score. They are waving Blake into the plate, and he will score on a double by Russell Martin, and the Dodgers lead 2-1. Up here, you knew Denorfia could not catch it because the ball was slicing away from him. Chris thought he would be able to catch up to it, fully extended, arms extended, but he still missed it by about a good foot. So Denorfia gambles and loses. The Dodgers pick up 2 and take a 2-1 lead as Martin comes up with a double, number 13, to give him 26 runs batted in. So the batter now is Jamie Carroll. Latos out of his stretch, and before he delivers, time was called, so he has to hold up. Carroll asking for time, and of course that is an unwritten rule. Any time a hitter asks for time, time it is, especially at this hour, and a guy throwing 96. So Carroll playing shortstop tonight. A pickoff throw, not in time. It was close. The tag up around the helmet by Cabrera, who didn't hold on to the ball anyway, but still he had crept in between Martin and the bag. A better throw might have gotten him. So Martin at second with one out. Jamie Carroll trying to pick him up with Ted Lilly on deck. Dodgers 2, Padres 1. We're in the second inning. Latos, a high set up around the collarbone, and the fastball in for a strike. When you are 6'6", standing on a 10-inch mound and throw completely over the top, you are pitching certainly on a downward plane, and that really gives him a big edge, and no pun intended. The strike one pitch on the way. Latos turns and bluffs. 6'6" and 22 years old. He is 11-4. He figures to match up with Clayton Kershaw for years. Kershaw is 10-6. Strike one pitch coming up. Martin bluffs going to third. The pitch in the dirt gets by Hundley, and it's a wild pitch sending Martin to third base. So Latos, who had 2 wild pitches coming in, now has 3. And the Dodgers have a big chance of picking up another run. So 2 walks, then a slicing double into right center to drive in the 2. Now a wild pitch puts Martin at third. 0-2 the count to Jamie Carroll, and Ted Lilly on deck. Jamie hitting .275, 13 runs batted in. The Padre infield comes up. Latos trying for a strikeout now, and the big pitch stays up. A curveball again with not much of a break to it, and a 1-2 count. Matt working that gum, turns on the rubber, and his 1-2 pitch is fouled off, though Carroll hanging tough. Jamie Carroll has had about 250 plate appearances, and he has struck out 41 times. Up there trying to battle with the pitcher hitting back of him. The 1-2 pitch to Jamie. Fastball is low. 2-2 the count. So Latos, who made 15 pitches in the first inning, making a bunch here in the second because of the 2 walks. Trying very hard to put Carroll away, and Jamie trying very hard to make contact. Here's the 2-2 pitch coming up. Fastball hit in the air to center. He made contact. Tagging up is Martin. Denorfia gets the throw off. Good throw, and the tag in time to get Martin. Martin rolling onto his knees, shaken up a bit. What a great throw by Chris Denorfia, and Martin is limping as he leaves the home plate area. Chris Denorfia makes a magnificent throw. That would make DiMaggio and Mays happy. A one-hopper right on the money. Hundley got him, and it looked like Martin stumbled and then fell to his knees and walked slowly off the field. Dodgers get 2, and at the end of 2, 2-1 Dodgers. Russell Martin is going to stay in the ball game. I don't believe it was the collision with Hundley. It was an awkward step he made following the collision as he tried to come in standing up. And as he went past the plate, he landed heavily on the left foot, lost his balance, extended both legs, and went down and rolled over on his back. So Martin, however, after settling in, taking the mandatory 8 count, finally got up, went to the dugout, and put on the gear. So the Dodgers lead 2-1. For Matt Latos, he had gone 8 starts without allowing more than 2 earned runs in any outing, and he's given up 2 runs in the second inning tonight. And the big pitcher, who brings up that 6'6" strike zone, takes a strike, and the count 0-1. 2 runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers, 1 run, 2 hits for the Padres. Boy, what a throw by Denorfia as Latos swings and misses. If there is one thing I really miss, well, 2 things. You don't see them take infield anymore, where you can really dazzle the crowd. And the other thing I always loved was watching the outfielders warm up before a game, when they would always practice throwing to the bases. They don't do that anymore. And just think about it. Denorfia was out there in center field, did not really make any throws except maybe to the ball boy or to the left or right fielder a couple of times just to stay loose. Latos strikes out. And then all of a sudden, there's a big play. And his first effort of the night is magnificent. A one-hopper to Hundley to get Martin and keep it a 1-run game. So we have 1 away here in the 3rd inning. Lilly picks up his 2nd strikeout, and the batter is Jerry Hairston, 0 for 1 and 0 for 6 in the series. The only 2 Padres without a hit last night were Hairston and Gonzalez. So Jerry hitting .247, 7 home runs, 42 runs batted in, 2-1 Dodgers, top of the 3rd. Lilly into the windup and delivers and shoots the fastball in for a strike, and the count 0-1. You know how George Sherrill turns his back before he even starts his delivery? Lilly turns his back on the hitter in his delivery. Sitting up here, you can see his number on just about every pitch. And the strike 1 pitch on the way, breaking ball in there. So 2 sliders in a row, and he's out in front 0-2. Ted was signed by the Dodgers in 1996, came up with the Expos, and played under Joe Torre with the Yankees. Ted into the windup, and the strike 2 pitch, breaking ball fouled off. For Lilly, his biggest year, 08 with the Cubs when he won 17. 2 prior years, one with Toronto, and the next one with Chicago, he won 15. Those were his 3 big years. So Lilly, who stands on the very edge, the third base side of the rubber. Remember when the Dodgers played in Chicago, Casey Blake accused him of pitching in front of the rubber. The strike 2 pitch is popped up to the right side. Ryan Theriot is there and makes the catch. So we have 2 down. Miguel Tejada will be coming up. Tejada hit that home run in the 1st inning. He has 292 home runs in his career. Boy, that's a great number. A guy at 5'9", 215. Everybody calls him Miggy for Miguel. And the pitch of the right-hand hitter up and in, ball 1, 1-0. Tejada, as a little kid, used a milk carton for a glove and a tree branch for a bat. 1 ball and no strikes. He lived in an area without water, without electricity, without food following Hurricane David. And yet, he not only survived it, he became a very wealthy man. He takes off the plate. 2-1 to count. As Miguel said, I will never forget it. I had absolutely nothing. And when he signed in this day and age of big numbers, he signed with the A's at 17. for $2,000. He hits a fly ball to right field. Ethier is there, waiting, makes the catch. That'll be that. So Lilly has settled down to retire 8 in a row, and as he walks off at the end of 2.5 innings, 2-1 Dodgers. Two to one Dodgers, bottom of the third inning. Dodgers, Joe Torre and the trainer Stan Conti checking with Russell Martin as to how those legs are. Martin had the gear on, and eventually he took it off and went back into the clubhouse with Stan Conti, so we will see. Meanwhile, Ted Lilly at the plate, then Posednik and Terrio. Ted hits left-handed, swings, doesn't get it. For Ted Lilly and Hiroki Kuroda, they will never open up a hitting school. Ted Lilly has 1 hit in 31 at-bats, and Hiroki Kuroda would like to even have a hit. He's 0 for 35. Lilly waves at the next one, and down he goes. So 1 away in the third inning, and Ted will now give way to Scott Posednik, who's taken a little time before coming up. So that gives us a chance, a reminder. Friday night at 7:10, the Dodgers and Nationals on 80s night. The first 20,000 fans will take home a limited edition 80s themed poster featuring Matt Kemp. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS. Posednik hit the ball hard in the first inning. Everett Cabrera made a good play to get him. Adrian Gonzalez made a great play to handle the throw. Scotty takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Tejada does not shorten up looking bunt. Adrian Gonzalez comes up a little bit, however, and the strike one pitch is low and inside, 1-1. If you joined us late, Tejada homered in the first. 2 walks and a double by Russell Martin gave the Dodgers 2 and a 2-run lead, with Martin thrown out at the plate on a great throw by Chris Denorfia on the fly ball by Jamie Carroll. You just don't see great throws very often. There aren't very many great arms around. I mean, there were years where every outfielder threw BBs. Not so much anymore. The 2-1 pitch, a check swing, and it's going to cost a strike, and the count 2-2. I remember years ago, people like Ellis Valentine, Dave Parker, Reggie Smith, going way back, Roberto Clemente and Carl Furillo, great arms. Pitch fouled away, 2-2. And then, of course, the indescribable Willie Mays, Joe DiMaggio. 2 balls and 2 strikes the count. 2-1 in favor of the Dodgers. We're in the bottom of the third. Matt Latos over the top, and he keeps it down and too far down. The slider makes the count 3-2. Latos made 39 pitches in the first 2 innings, 24 in the second inning alone. The 3-2 pitch to Scott Podsednik is slapped foul off to the left. He got a fastball going by at 95. Three and 2 to Scott Podsednik. Latos looks down the barrel. Big guy comes back 3-2, and the fastball is hit in the air to shallow center. A little bit of a late start for Denorfia, but he's there. The lights are just really starting to take effect now. And with 2 down, Ryan Theriot coming up. We were talking earlier about Adrian Gonzalez, the fact that as a left-handed hitter, he gets a lot of base hits the other way to left field. And he singled to left field tonight. So he has 48 hits this year going the other way. Well, you know what? Ryan Theriot has 52 hits going the other way. He shows bunt and bunts it foul. 0-1 the count. So Theriot has 52 base hits going to right field. Ryan last night grounded to first. He reached on an error by the second baseman Hairston, but he did have a base hit to left field. He has a look at a pitch low. 1-1 the count to Ryan Theriot. 30 years old. He'll be 31 in December, from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Latos deals and he's low. Ball 2, 2-1. Theriot went to school at LSU. After being told in high school by the athletic director he'd never play higher than high school, and he's had a good big league career. 2-1 pitch is high, ball 3. Theriot's 5'11", 180. Been in the big leagues since 2005. Was originally signed by the Cubs in 2001. Played with Mike Fontenot in college, and they turned out to be teammates in Chicago. Theriot fouls it away. Theriot owns a baseball and softball indoor facility in his hometown of Baton Rouge. Now the 3-2 pitch coming up. Ryan swings, goes the other way, but it's just a fly ball to right field. Ryan Ludwig puts it away, and a 1-2-3 inning for Matt Latos. At the end of 3, Dodgers 2, Padres 1. Pujols Text your answer 86212 on your cell. It'll be interesting to hear how you feel about it. Meanwhile, the aforementioned Adrian Gonzalez will start it off. Single to left field in the first inning. Dodgers put that triangle defense up on the right side, and he fouls it away. 2 runs, 1 hit for the Dodgers. Russell Martin doubled in the runs. Got banged up, but he's still in there in a squat behind the plate. Ryan Theriot way out in right field, and the pitch in the dirt all the way to the backstop. Last night, Adrian Gonzalez defied that triangle, and he hit the ball over there 4 times. 3 times Theriot threw him out, and 1 time Casey Blake, who's playing second base really, was the other ground ball and an out. 2-1 to count. Adrian did have a base hit through that defense in San Diego, and that's when Blake DeWitt was playing, and they were almost shoulder to shoulder, and he still was able to wedge one through. Check swing, that's a strike. Adrian, wow, he says. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball missed. For Lilly, this will be his first 3-ball count. Latos has had 5. Fouled away. Fastball up and in. Gonzalez unable to straighten his arms. Just fought it off. Three and two. Fastball foul down the left field line. It would be interesting when you look at where Lilly is on the rubber. Your first thought is, if you were a left-hand pitcher and you have a left-hand hitter, wouldn't it be better to be on the first base side, start your curveball right at the hitter? 3-2. However, Ted does it his way, and it's been very successful. It's kept him basically in the big leagues with one team or another since 1999. Three and two. Fastball got him. So Adrian Gonzalez called out on strikes. 1 out in the 4th inning. Strikeout number 3 for Ted Lilly. Adrian rarely shows any emotion. Oh, you saw him say wow, shake his head at a call. I'm sure he didn't think that was strike 3, but he saves it for the dugout. One ball and no strikes to Ryan Ludwig. Ludwig fractured a hip, and of all times when he was getting married. And he had a lot of trouble, they say, with the fractured hip of even going down the aisle to get married. But he was laid off for 7 months healing, and he was really worried he'd never play again. They put a 6-inch titanium rod to help fix the hip, but then he was in a collision shortly after that the next year and ripped up his right knee. So 2 years and 2 surgeries later, he was hit by a pitch that broke his wrist. Fouled away. And then he considered, you know what? I'm so beaten up, I think I ought to hang it up. And his wife wouldn't let him. And then she told him, we didn't put all the effort to go through all these injuries and all these traumas for you to quit. So he hung in there, and here he is. And there he goes. That's strikeout number 4 for Ted Lilly. Dodgers lead 2-1. Ludwig keeps looking back at Lilly as he walks to the dugout. That's usually a tribute to the pitcher when they keep looking back as if to say, how in the world did you get me out? Here's Hundley. He struck out in the first inning, so he knows firsthand. Dodgers 2 runs, 1 hit. Padres 1 run, 2 hits. Ball 1. Lilly has been to 90 with the fastball. That one was 87. Little ground ball. It's going to be Blake cutting in front of Carroll to throw him out. So the side is retired, and that means Ted Lilly is on a roll. He is now retired 10 in a row, and at the end of 3.5, 2-1 Dodgers. To the bottom of the 4th inning. Russell Martin, a slice double into right center. Great effort by Denorfia, but never really had a chance, and the Dodgers scored 2. Then Martin tried to score from third, getting a fastball to center. The catch being made by Denorfia. Martin does not try to slide and paid the price. An awkward stride across the plate, a collision as he was tripped a little bit by Hundley. However, Russell hangs in there, and he's still there with the Dodgers leading 2-1. That's a strike to Andre Ethier, who popped up in the first inning. No balls and 1 strike. Ground foul outside of first down the line. 0-2. Andre recently becoming the father of 2. And he'll need a new bat. Padre run, a home run by Miguel Tejada in the first inning. Martin doubled in 2, thrown out at the plate, and it's a pitching duel. Matt Latos and Ted Lilly. Tomorrow night, Wade LeBlanc and Vicente Padilla. And the final game of the 4-game series, Kevin Correa and Chad Billingsley. Oh, 0-2 to Andre. Fastball away at 94. Two balls and 2 strikes, the count. Andre Ethier last year hit .272. The year before, he hit .305. And remember, he was knocking the cover off the ball until he fractured that pinky and couldn't grip the bat. And down he goes. So ever since the hand injury, he has trouble with his stroke, and now first he dipped below 330, then below 300. Now he's trying to stay above 290. So 1 out in the 4th inning. That would be the second strikeout for Latos. Here's Matt Kemp. He walked and scored a run in the 2nd inning. Ball 1. Latos big, throws hard, but has not had a double-figure strikeout game this year. Towering drive into center. Back goes to Northey on the track and puts it away. Boy, that thing was higher than longer. 2 out. And James Loney coming up. Latos high in strikeouts. He struck out 9 against Houston, and he's had 4 of 5 8-strikeout games. When he faced the Dodgers in San Diego, he went 5 innings, allowed 1 earned run, struck out 7, and was not involved in the decision. The Padres won it. Loney flied to right in the 2nd inning, and ball 1. James hitting 290. Fouled away. Loney came into the game hitting .317 against right-handers, hitting in the 220s against left-handers. 1 ball and 1 strike. Ball 2. Latos had made 56 pitches in the first 3 innings. As we mentioned earlier, the big decision for the Padres, how much will they let him pitch? 2-1. Not just the pitch count in any game, and of course they have an extremely knowledgeable pitcher in Bud Black who knows all about it. So Bud will be the one, I'm sure, making the decision. Ground, fair ball down the line. Loney on his way to second, and he will hold up with the double, just fair on the line into the right field corner. So the 2-out double will bring up Casey Blake. Right on the chalk. So with Loney at second base, Casey Blake checking in. 28 doubles now for James Loney. Blake walked in the 2nd inning. The question about Latos, and it has to be answered and worried on by the Padres, is the fact the most innings he ever pitched one season was his first year in pro ball, and he only pitched 56 innings. 56. He's 22, still growing at 6'6". He's already pitched 121 innings. So how much more will they let him go out there? Loney at second with 2 out, 1 ball and no strikes. That's a strike. 1-1. Now, when the Dodgers saw him in San Diego, he went 5, made 93 pitches. The most pitches in one game, if you go back to an 8-inning effort against Houston, 107. 1-1. Little ground foul. Interesting tattoo you might have noticed on Latos. He's got a lot of them, but the one just above the left wrist looks like the stitches of a baseball. Yeah, right there. What was it Sinatra said? Anything that gets you through the night. Okay. 1-2. Got him. So Blake is called out. 3 strikeouts for Matt Latos. No runs, a hit, a man left. And at the end of 4, 2-1 Dodgers. A luxurious Lexus today. Visit Lexus.com. And by the new King Kong 360 3D attraction at Universal Studios Hollywood. We're heading to the 5th inning, 2-1 in favor of the Dodgers. Chris Denorfia, who prevented the Dodgers from making it 3-1 with that great throw, will start it off. Then Scott Hairston and Everett Cabrera. Denorfia has an older brother who's in law school at Georgetown University in Washington. His brother played baseball at the University of Richmond. A little pop fly to right field. Ethier, right field. So Denorfia flies to right, 1 away. Scott Hairston coming up. That's 11 in a row retired by Ted Lilly, who gave up a home run to Miguel Tejada in the 1st inning and a single to Adrian Gonzalez, and has just been rolling in high gear ever since. In fact, that fly ball made it number 12. Oh, and 1. 1 ball and no strikes to Scotty. Grounded to 3rd in the 2nd inning. 1 away here in the 5th. Slides that nicely in there. Slider at 81. 1-1 the count. Lilly was offered a scholarship to Cal State Fullerton to transfer from Fresno Community College, but he opted to go with the Dodgers. 1-2. Ted 2 years ago was the Cubs player representative. And by the way, we call him Ted. His full name is Theodore Roosevelt Lilly. Foul back. They tell a story about Ted Lilly. He and his wife went on a getaway to a bed and breakfast place, and they They took their dogs with them. They had a coonhound and a Labrador. That's pop foul. It'll be Loney. 2 out. Anyway, they had the 2 dogs with him, and a pit bull attacked the lab. He ran around to break it up, and he had to put his hand inside the dog's mouth to try to pull his jaws apart. He wasn't really thinking, as he said, it was strictly out of fear that the pit bull was going to kill my dog. He wound up with a cut on his right thumb, and luckily that's all. Oh, and 1 the count. When Ted Lilly was with the Oakland A's, he got a guitar from Barry Zito and tried to play. And he also says he can blow on a harmonica a little bit. Fastball, 1 hop by Terrio. So Lily's getting everybody since the base hit by Adrian Gonzalez. And at the end of 4 1/2, 2-1 Dodgers. Cal 9 is brought to you by State Farm. Find an agent or get a quote at statefarm.com. And by the U.S. Army. For more information, visit goarmy.com. 2-1 in favor of the Dodgers. Bottom of the 5th inning. Russell Martin, Jamie Carroll, and then Ted Lilly against Matt Latos. Martin doubled to right center to drive in the 2 Dodger runs. Got a little banged up trying to score, but hung in there and apparently is okay. That's a strike. Interesting note about Latos. The Dodger hitters have been able to foul off 15 of his pitches, but he's only gotten 4 swings and misses in his 73 pitches. He's also had more 3-ball counts, 6, than 0-2 counts, 4, and of course the 2 walks he gave up cost him 2 runs. Shows you what a fine line there is in big league pitching. 2-2. And a drive into center. Going back is Denorfia. So 1 away in the 5th inning. And Jamie Carroll coming up. Jamie Carroll put on a good battle against Latos in the 2nd inning. Latos trying to strike him out. Had 2 strikes on him. Jamie hung in there, ran the count 2-2, and then hit the fly ball to center. It looked like it was going to score Martin, and that's when Denorfia made the great throw. Strike. 0-1. Janey hitting .274. 13 runs batted in. One ball, one strike. One away in the fifth. Dodgers 2 runs, 2 hits. Padres 1 run, 2 hits. Hard ground ball. Wow, it staggered Tejada, but he makes the play, and that thing was ripped. 2 down. Bang. Whoa. So a nice play by Miguel. 2 away, and Ted Lilly coming up. Larry Boa hollering something to Tejada, making him smile. Strike. 0-1. One and one the count. Then looking back at that play in the second inning when Russell Martin came in standing up, there was an awkward arrival when Denorfia threw him out, and I think the awkwardness was because Russell was not sure whether he wanted to slide or not. So the first thought you have, well, okay, if he's coming on a fly ball, is somebody going to tell him to slide? And usually it's the on-deck hitter. But the on-deck hitter was Ted Lilly, and he wasn't anywhere close to home plate. So at the end of 5, Dodgers 2, Padres 1. When Edwin the Duke Snyder entered the Hall of Fame. And on the same date, August the 3rd, 1997, Tommy Lasorda went to Cooperstown as a member of the Hall of Fame. August the 3rd. It's a big one. Let's go back to this one. Two to one in favor of the Dodgers. 6th inning. Matt Latos 0-1. Ted Lilly has retired 14 in a row since Adrian Gonzalez singled in the first inning. 0-2. If you weren't with us, Hairston flied to left to open up the game against Lilly. Tejada then homered, and Gonzalez singled, and Ted has just settled in and gotten everybody. High pop fly, Loney and Terrio. Loney's calling. One away. 15 in a row retired by Ted Lilly. Jerry Hairston flied to left and popped up. Of course, the Dodgers know firsthand experience about Lilly. He had a bad game when he pitched here not too long ago, but he was brilliant in May against the Dodgers. 7 innings, no runs. And then against the White Sox, he pitched a one-hitter for 8 innings. Won that game 1-0. Ball 1. He had another one-hitter a few years ago over in the American League against Seattle. 1 ball and no strikes to Jerry Hairston, looking for his first hit of the season in this series. 0 for 7. 1-1. Hairston is playing for David Eckstein. Eckstein is still out with the calf injury. And that's popped up. Terrio and Loney, and it'll be Terrio. So 16 in a row retired by Ted Lilly. And here's a look at how our text message voting is going. We asked, who do you think is the leading candidate for National League MVP? Adrian Gonzalez, Joey Votto, or Albert Pujols? The early returns, 37% Albert Pujols, 32% Joey Votto, 31% Adrian Gonzalez. So we have a horse race there. Don't forget, text your answer 86212 on your cell. Well, here's Tejada, homered and flied to right. 1 ball and no strikes. That's in there. 1-1. 292 home runs in his great career. His high in home runs, 34, and he did that twice. And that's popped up. Terrio going out, Ethier coming in. Ethier. So Ted Lilly, absolutely brilliant, has retired 17 in a row, and the Dodgers lead 2-1. KCAL 9 is brought to you by Carl's Jr. $6 burgers made with 100% Black Angus beef. And by Time Warner Cable. Get TV, internet, and home phone delivered over an advanced fiber optic network from Time Warner Cable. Call 888-TW-CABLE. Scott Podsednik starting off with the Dodgers leading 2-1 in the Sixth inning. No swing. Scotty grounded to short, fly to center, 0 for 2. 0 for 5 last night. Strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Fastball line to right field for a base hit. Over to get it is Ludwig. And holding with the single is Posednik. That would be his first base hit as a Dodger at Dodger Stadium. And the batter now will be Ryan Theriot. For the Dodgers, 2 runs on 3 hits. The Padres 1 run on 2 hits. The Giants are beating Colorado 10-0. And remember, the Giants began the game 2 games behind San Diego. Boy, that was close. Posednik just did get back. Of course, Posednik has been a very successful base runner ever since he came up into the big leagues. And another throw. Posednik 6 years ago stole 70 bases. The next year he stole 59. He had 30 last year, and he had 30 coming over to the Dodgers this year. So he can motor, and they are very conscious of it. Posednik as a Dodger is 2 for 2, and he stole 30 out of 42 in the American League. There he goes, and the bunt is fouled, or did it hit him? It hit him. If you are hit by your own batted ball, you are out. And Theriot got the bunt down and then ran into it, and he was out of the box. Joe Torre's going to come and argue, but Tony Randazzo called him out immediately, as did Nick Hundley. Of course, Hundley doesn't count. So here's Theriot, gets a bunt down. It comes up and it hits him on the right leg, and it appeared as if he was in front of home plate. You can see Hundley. So down he goes. Good call by the plate umpire. Back to first base goes Posednik, and Theriot is out. We'll give the catcher Hundley the put out, and Andre Ethier the batter. 1 away, 6th inning, 2-1 Dodgers. Ethier has popped up, struck out, hitting .290. Andre against Latos is now 0 for 6. Hard foul outside of first. 0-1. Tomorrow night, Wade LeBlanc and Vicente Padilla. And then Thursday night, Kevin Correa and Chad Billingsley. And then Washington comes to town starting Friday, as Kershaw, Billingsley, and Kuroda stand there shoulder to shoulder. So the Padres know that Posednik likes to run. He's carrying the score 2-1. Line drive right over the head of Latos. Stopping at second is Posednik. So Ethier really stings one, and the Dodgers have runners at first and second. And of course, in the dugout, they're saying, well, if Theriot doesn't run into his own bunt, they might have a run. They do have runners at first and second, and Matt Kemp coming up. Matt Kemp has walked and flied to center, 0 for 1. Fly deep to center, and the ball was hit a mile in the air. Well, exaggerate to make a point, but it was high. Fastball, strike, 0-1. So Posednik at second, Ethier at first, 1 out. Kemp at the plate, Loney on deck. Two runs, 4 hits now for the Dodgers. 1 run, 2 hits for the Padres. 0-2, 95-mile-an-hour fastball. Matt Latos, 6'6", about 220, 22 years old. So Posednik and Ethier taking their leads. 0-2 to Kemp. Got him. All fastballs to put him away. Just overpowered him. For Kemp now, he has struck out 114 times. High fastball sends him away. 2 out, and here's Loney. 5 strikeouts for Matt Latos. Ernesto Frieri is down in the Padre bullpen. Talking about strikeouts, he's very impressive. But again, they're going to be very, very careful with Latos. We've gone through the pitch count in the game and the number of starts he's going to make. This could be his last inning. And a strike. 0-1. His changeup, that last pitch, was 85. Loney flied to right and doubled to right. Oh, and 2. That took the mask right off Nick Hundley's face. When the Padres come up in the 7th inning, they have Gonzalez, Ludwig, and Hundley. And Hundley's going out to talk to Latos. Ted Lilly has been remarkable. Gave up the first inning home run to Tejada, followed by a single to Gonzalez, and he's retired 17 in a row since. So Ted deep in thought and leading 2-1. 0-2 to Loney, hitting .292. Check swing. They're going to check. No swing, says Ted Barrett. All over in Colorado. It's been all over for quite a while. They just had to finish the game. Giants beat the Rockies 10-0. Pat Burrell, Freddie Sanchez, Andre Torres all homered. The Giants out-hit the Rockies 19 hits to 3. And Jonathan Sanchez beat Aaron Cook. At one time, Sanchez struck out 7 straight Rockies to tie a Giant record. 1-2. So San Francisco hanging tough. For the moment, a game and a half back of San Diego. The Giants are 17 games above 500. San Diego 20 games above 500. And the Dodgers 2 games above 500. Big difference. 1-2. Two and two. Waiting on deck, Casey Blake. So certainly from the looks of things, with Fieri throwing in the pen and the pitch count slowly mounting, you would figure that Bud Black will take him out after this inning. So the Dodgers trying to nail him one more time before he goes. Deuce is wild. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, 2 on, 2-1 the score. And that's ball 3. So the Dodgers get a little edge. Not that they need it with Posednik, but he'll be going along with Ethier. 2 out and a full count. Big pitch for Matt Latos. the way Lilly's been pitching. 3-2. There they go. And it's strike three call. Fastball at 97. So if he's saying goodbye, he said goodbye big style. A 97-mile-an-hour fastball. And at the end of 6, 2-1 Dodgers. Lilly was pitching for the Cubs. They were forever reminding people that despite the fact his record was 3-8, he was a much better pitcher, but the Cubs just couldn't get him any runs. So he comes over to join the Dodgers, and in his first big start here, he's gotten 2 runs, and he's trying to make them stand up. He's had 2 consecutive innings where he made only 9 pitches. He made a total of 78. And he's retired 17 in a row. And ball 1 to Adrian Gonzalez. Lilly has struck out 4 and has not walked anybody. 1-0. That's on the corner. Interesting to see Lilly hit an 83-mile-an-hour fastball. And remember Latos' last pitch at 97. A little roll to third. Jamie Carroll will get him. 1 away. 18 in a row retired by Ted Lilly. 1 out in the 7th. Lilly has always pitched well against San Diego, coming in his lifetime 5-2. Ryan Ludwig flied to left, struck out, 0 for 2. Remember when he struck out in the 4th inning, he kept looking back at Lilly all the way back to the dugout. Fouled away. Tim Stauffer gets up now in the pen for San Diego. Frieri stops throwing. Padres scored in the 1st. Dodgers scored 2 in the 2nd, and that's it. Fastball popped up. Ryan Theriot. "19 in a row retired by Ted. Nick Hundley has struck out and grounded out. Hundley hitting .246, 5 home runs, 31 runs batted in. Coming into the game, he was 0 for 8 against Lilly. Fouled away. So Hundley is now 0 for 10. The only fellow with the Padres who had a good past history against Lilly, Scott Hairston. But Hairston, like everybody else for San Diego, was 0 for 2. One ball and one strike. One and two. Fastball at 88. Ted really winds up, in the sense turning his back to the hitter. All the way around. What a pitch. Curveball in the low 70s. Hundley way out in front of it. That's 20 in a row retired by Ted Lilly. Dodgers lead 2-1. Crowd will join in the singing of God Bless America and then take me out to the ball game.
Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise and join in the singing of God Bless America. Once again, accompanied by Nancy B., please welcome Rowan Katz.
God bless America, land that I love. Stand beside her and guide her through the night with the light from above. From the mountains to the prairies to the oceans wide with foam. God bless America, my home sweet home. God bless America, my home sweet home.
Dodger Baseball on KCAL 9 is brought to you by Southwest. Go to southwest.com. Grab your bag. It's on. And by your Southern California Ford dealers, where you'll find the new Transit Connect. Check it out at scforddealers.com. Bottom of the seventh inning, Ted Lilly has retired 20 in a row after giving up 2 hits and a run in the first inning. A magnificent debut. And in the seventh inning, it'll be Casey Blake against Tim Stauffer. Stauffer out of Portland, Maine, lives in Saratoga Springs in New York. He was a first-round pick by the Padres in 2003 out of the University of Richmond. One ball and one strike. Ground ball to the right side. Kirsten. Down in the Dodger bullpen, Hung-Chi Kuo. So it could be, after a brilliant 7, the Dodger plan is to have Kuo come in and pitch the 8th, Broxton the 9th, but that remains to be seen. But one thing for sure, Lilly has turned in a gem. Russell Martin sliced a double into right center. Just did get by the diving try of Chris Denorfia, and that's a difference in the game. Foul ball, 1-1. One ball and one strike. Fastball, long throw at shortstop, and Cabrera has it. You know, tomorrow the Dodgers and the Padres and the first 30,000 fans will take home an LA beach towel, compliments of Jack in the Box and prime tickets. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com or call 866-DODGERS. 2 down, 7th inning, and Jamie Carroll flied to center. That was when Denorfia made that magnificent throw to get Martin. And last time up, grounded to third. In looking at Ted Lilly's game tonight, how magnificent it was, and I use the past tense figuring Kuo's coming in each of the last 3 innings, 5, 6, and 7, Lilly made 9 pitches. He's out on deck. 1-1 the count to Jamie Carroll. Breaking ball strike, 1-2. Checking on Honeycutt on the phone, talking to Hung-Chi Kuo. Hard ground ball, another long throw. Cabrera from left field bounces it, and this time Gonzalez can't handle it. The one shortstop we know who could make that throw is not playing tonight, Rafael Furcal. That's a long way out there to keep it in the air. Carroll had it beaten anyway. It'll be a single. And now Garrett Anderson is coming up. Ted Lilly getting 5s. He was done as soon as we saw Kuo in the bullpen. They don't get Hung-Chi Kuo up to throw and not bring him into the game. So Joe got himself a gem from Theodore Roosevelt Lilly. What was the great line? Speak softly and carry a big stick. Well, Ted Lilly, soft spoken and carried a great left arm. So with the Dodgers leading 2-1 and Carroll at first base, Garrett Anderson will be the batter, and Bud Black is going out to deliver his own message, and the message is, I want a fresh horse. He has left-handed Joe Thatcher in the bullpen, so Stauffer will come out. So will we, and we'll be right back. And Bud would rather have Joe Thatcher pitch to Ronnie Belliard than Stauffer to face Anderson. So Ronnie Belliard, for the full year, hitting .219. As a pinch hitter, he has a half a dozen hits. And we're ready. 2 out. And looking at Joe Thatcher and Belliard, 0 for 1 in the past, struck out. Jamie Carroll getting a lot of attention over there. Jamie is 6 for 6 in stolen bases. Strike on 1. Joe Thatcher, 6'2", 230, out of Indianapolis. Originally drafted by the Brewers out of the Frontier League. Big curveball for a strike. He was pitching for the River City Bandits, the independent Frontier League. Brewer scouts spotted him. He eventually got to the big leagues. Joe has spent the last 4 years going from San Diego to Portland and back again. No balls and 2 strikes the count. And that'll do it. As Thatcher comes in and strikes out Belliard, the Dodgers lead Carroll. And that'll do it for Lilly. He goes a brilliant 7 and leads 2-1. For Ted Lilly. Among other things, he struck out 5, and he began to strike out with Nick Hundley, big curveball. Then Matt Latos got a fastball. Adrian Gonzalez looked at a fastball. Ryan Ludwig swung and missed at a fastball. And then in the 7th inning, Hundley went down again on the breaking ball. For Ted Lilly, 87 pitches. 5 strikeouts, no walks, and retired 20 in a row. And he gives the ball now to Hung-Chi Kuo. Of course, sitting back in Colorado, the Giants polished off the Rockies 10-0. And the Giants, suddenly big Dodger fans, hoping that the Dodgers can beat the Padres and the Giants then could get to within 1. So Quo will be facing DeNorfia, Scott Hairston, and Everett Cabrera. Brad Osmus takes over behind the plate. You know, when you think about a catcher, you always think about his arm, but his feet and his legs are extremely important. Ball 1. And if Martin's knee is bruised and stiff, it would make him a lot slower coming up out of his crouch to throw, etc., etc. So Brad is in there here in the 8th inning. 2-0. Two runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. 1 run, 2 hits for the Padres. Both hits were in the first inning. Two balls, no strikes. And ball 3. Hung-Chi Kuo, with an ERA of less than 1, has walked 11 and struck out 46. 3-0. In there. DeNorfia hit back to the box, fly to right, hitting .263. DeNorfia 1 for 7 in the series. And popped up. Terrio. 1 away. Well, friends, follow the Dodgers on your iPhone, your iPod Touch, BlackBerry, and Android phone with MLB.com at Bat 2010, featuring play-by-play, video highlights, and live audio broadcasts. Visit Dodgers.com today for more details. "21 Padres in a row have gone down." Scott Hairston 0 for 2, grounded to third and popped up. Ball 1. So the Padres, who piled up double figures last night in runs and hits, have really been stifled so far. 1-0. Another interesting thing about the Padres against left-handed starters, they are 19-10, and Bud's club at home against left-handers 12-4. But Lilly shut him down completely. Foul back. Down in the Padre bullpen, Luke Gregerson begins to loosen up. In case they get down to the pitcher spot, they can go for the hitter. One and 2. Little blooper. Loney started back, puts it away. 22 Padres retired in order. And the interesting thing, there really haven't been a lot of hard line drives, long fly balls. They've just been shut down. Everett Cabrera coming up. Chase Headley out on deck. Cabrera, 2 ground balls, 0 for 2, hitting 193. Shows bunt, ball 1. Paid attendance tonight, 38,886. 38,886. Tomorrow night, Wade LeBlanc and Vicente Padilla. Thursday night, Kevin Correa and Chad Billingsley. 1 ball, no strikes. 2-0. Chase Headley on deck if given a chance to swing. Headley had a big night last night. 4 hits, 3 runs batted in. 2-0. Ball 3. Headley would bat right-handed against Quo, and Chase is hitting only 192 as a right-hand batter. 3-0 to Everett Cabrera. Way outside. So that breaks it after 22 consecutive retires. A walk to Cabrera, and here comes Headley. Headley kind of Jekyll and Hyde. He's batting .317 left-handed, 192 right. He has 8 home runs, 7 left, 1 right. But they send him up there against Quo. And a ground foul on a fastball. He got a 95-mile-an-hour fastball, and he was looking for it. Pulled it foul. So Cabrera at first, 2 out, 8th inning, 2-1 Dodgers. Cabrera has stolen 8, but he's been caught 5 times. 0-2, another 95-mile-an-hour fastball. So smoke following smoke. And looking at the past, you're looking at Hung-Chi Quo. Headley is 0 for 3, so he doesn't face him very often. And that's why. No runs, no hits, 1 man left, and at the end at 7.5, 2-1 Dodgers. The NL MVP, Adrian Gonzalez, Joey Votto, or Albert Pujols, and 40% of you said Joey Votto. And remember, Cincinnati will be coming in after the next road trip. The Reds will be in here on the weekend of the 20th. That would be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday here in August. So the Dodgers been holding on to a 2-1 lead. Luke Gregerson has followed Latos, Stauffer, and Thatcher. And Big Luke will be facing the Dodgers' Scott Podsednik. Down in the bullpen, Jonathan Broxton begins to heat up. Quo made 16 pitches to get the ball to John. And Gregerson trying to hold that Tiger. Scott Posednik grounded to short, flied to center, and singled to right. Runs up in the box a little bit. Ball one. And ran up on a fastball. Figure if you're going to run up, you're looking breaking ball. 1-0 the count to Scott. That's on the corner. 1-1. Gregerson has done a tremendous job in relief for the Padres, as has every member of San Diego bullpen. Look at him run up and then a soft swing and the play. He's out. So when Posednik runs up in the box, he wasn't just trying to guess on a breaking ball. He was running up to try to bunt. And this time took a little swing. It wasn't really a bunt. See him move up and then he slaps at it. And under full head of steam, trying to hit like Ichiro, I guess, but didn't work. One away. Posednik trying to utilize his greatest gift, which is speed. And now here's Terrio. Flied to center, flied to right, ran into his own bunt. So he was out in the 6th inning. To look ahead when San Diego comes up in the 9th inning to face Jonathan Broxton, they are due to send up Jerry Hairston, Miguel Tejada, and Adrian Gonzalez. And if anybody gets on, Ryan Ludwig. So just to give you something to think about, Jerry Hairston is 2 for 3 in the past against Broxton. Tejada is 2 for 4 against Broxton. And Gonzalez is 1 for 11. And if they get to Ludwig, Ludwig is 2 for 8. So John getting ready. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers, 1 run, 2 hits for the Padres. Great pitching duel tonight. Matt Latos, Ted Lilly, and now it's the bullpen. Terrio with Ethier on deck. Got him. So Gregerson comes in, picks up a strikeout. Now Ethier. Andre popped up, struck out, single to center. Talking about popping up, to show you the kind of a game that Ted Lilly pitched and then Hong-Chi Kuo. The Padres have popped up to an infielder 7 times tonight. 5 from Lilly, and both Denorfia and Scotty Hairston against Kuo. Big swing by Andre. 0-1. This is the 10th meeting between these two. Dodgers trying to win number 6. Padres came in with a 2-game winning streak, and the Dodgers came in with a 6-game losing streak for the 2nd time this year. The last time the Dodgers lost 7 straight was 2008. So Bud Black very careful with Matt Latos, but Matt gave up the 2 runs in the 2nd inning, and that's it. Ground ball, foul. 0-2. You watch Adrian Gonzalez and you hear ball players talk about the good ones can slow the game down, and certainly in watching him you get the fact that he has truly the ability to slow it down. He doesn't seem to do anything in a hurry, and he doesn't let the game hurry him. And down goes Ethier, striking out a 2nd time. All Gregerson did come in and strike out 2 of the 3, and now it's that time. We're heading for the 9th. 2-1 Dodgers. Your Southern California Toyota dealers. And by Carl's Jr. $6 burgers, made with 100% Black Angus beef. We have reached the ninth inning. It is push against shove, and the Dodgers leading 2-1. It's a case of the Dodgers having simply outpitched the Padres in a magnificent duel tonight. First with Latos and Lilly, then it was Lilly against the bullpen. Now it's bullpen against bullpen. In case you weren't with us earlier, the Padres scored with the second batter. Miguel Tejada hit a home run, and then Adrian Gonzalez single a left. And turning that around, Ted Lilly retired the next 20 batters consecutively. Hung Chi Kuo retired 2, walked 1, and struck out the pinch hitter Headley. And now in the ninth inning, Broxton facing Jerry Hairston. Hairston is 0 for 3 tonight and 0 for 8 in this series. Trying to take over for the injured David Eckstein. And ball 1. Hairston hitting 246. Eckstein is hitting 279. So they could use David back. Broxton with 20 saves. That's a strike. If you're Hairston, you're certainly looking for a pitch around the plate. Broxton has walked 13, and he has struck out 58. So better than 4-1. The latest report on Rafael Furcal, who had to come out of last night's game, could not play today. He has a lower back strain. They checked the MRI, and they say he is day to day, which is good news. Fastball. 1-2. Going to be flared into center for a base hit. So Hairston comes up with his first hit. He's 1 for 9, but it becomes a big hit leading off the ninth inning. Didn't hit it hard. You don't have to. Hit number 1 off Broxton. Hit number 3 for the Padres. And here is Miggy, as they call him, Miguel Tejada. Homered in the first inning, and then twice flied to right in the third and again in the sixth. All of his at-bats were against Ted Lilly. Tejada hitting 222. Ball 1. Tejada has had 4 at-bats in the past against Broxton, and he's 2 for 4. On deck, Adrian Gonzalez. Jerry Hairston taking a pretty good lead. Foul back. Jerry Hairston has stolen 8 out of 13. His brother has stolen 6 out of 7. Two to 1 Dodgers, ninth inning. Giants won. They rocked the Rockies 10-0. Off the plate. Pretty good bluff by Jerry Hairston. Now 2-1. You're wondering about what Bud Black would do. Hairston not going. Ground ball off the glove of Loney. He takes it to the bag. However, if he fields that ball cleanly, he gets the front runner. Though it is a ground ball to Loney, but that puts the runner in scoring position with 1 out. And Adrian Gonzalez coming up. So we'll see just how big that play is as Gonzalez checks in. Among other things, there'll be a meeting at the mound for sure. Gonzalez singled to left in the first inning. Struck out and grounded out. 1 for 3. Adrian just 1 for 11 against Jonathan Broxton. With a runner at second, the Dodgers can't put up that triangle defense. They need the shortstop Carroll to bird dog the runner and take a step away from Hairston. Terrio still plays out on the grass, however. And a fake. On deck, Ryan Ludwig. And remember, when Ludwig came into this game last night, he was hitting .458 with runners in scoring position. Again, Carroll to the bag, trying to take that step away from Hairston. Could be so important on a play at the plate. Broxton has missed on the first pitch to each hitter. Gave up the looping single to Hairston. Tejada a ground ball. 1-0 the count to Gonzalez, and Terrio keeps repeating deeper and deeper into right field. 1-0. One and one. Big John hits 93. The pitch you remember tonight was Matt Latos' last pitch. He said goodbye, striking out the hitter on a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Now they've decided, with a 1-1 count, to take the bat out of Gonzalez's hand. He's hitting .408 with runners in scoring position, and despite the fact he has not had any success against Broxton, the Dodgers will take their chances against Ryan Ludwig. Among other things, setting up for a force or even a game-ending double play. Ludwig is 2 for 8 in the past. So they will put Gonzalez on, even though he was just 1 for 11. Ludwig is 0 for 3. Ludwig flied to left, struck out, and popped up. So 2 on, 1 out. One of the things that the Padres have done very well is to avoid the double play. The Padres have grounded into only 58 double plays. To put that into perspective, the Dodgers have grounded into 74. So we'll see what all that means. Ludwig hitting .282, 11 home runs, 43 RBIs, with an even higher batting average with runners in scoring position than Adrian Gonzalez. 0-1. Ludwig 2 for 5 last night, 0 for 3 tonight, so 2 for 8. 2 on, 1 out, 2-1 Dodgers in the ninth. And a roller to short. The feed for one. The throw to first. And the one thing the Padres have avoided, up jumps the devil. And the double play puts him away. 6-4-3. Carroll feeding Terrio. Gonzalez tried to break it up, but it wasn't even close. As Ludwig ends the game, hitting into the DP. The Dodgers 2 runs, 5 hits, and no errors. The Padres 1 run, the first inning home run by Tejada, 3 hits and no errors. The winning pitcher, Ted Lilly, and the loser, Matt Latos. By the way, Broxton made 15 pitches to put the Padres away. So that snaps 2 little streaks. The Dodgers 6-game losing streak is snapped. The Padres 2-game winning streak is snapped. Good news in San Francisco. The Giants are 1 game back of San Diego. Tomorrow night, Wade LeBlanc, Vicente Padilla, and we'll be on over Prime Ticket. Till then, good night, everybody.